Today, the government released the long-awaited Cooper review into superannuation, which aims to cut back industry fees, drive efficiency and improve the skills of trustees, with savings of $1.5 billion a year. The two major reforms are a shake-up of back-office administration called SuperStream and a new default fund, My Super, which would offer a no-frills alternative to employees. To talk through the recommendations and some of the early industry feedback, I was joined by the review's chairman, Jeremy Cooper, a short while ago. Jeremy Cooper, welcome to Late Line Business.
Thanks, Dickie.
Now, the Treasury estimates savings of $1.5 billion to the system. Who benefits from these reforms?
Well, we hope largely the members. They're annual savings, and of course they are a projection. It will be remain to be seen whether they come to fruition, but largely they should be enjoyed by the members.
The industry seems in furious agreement over the SuperStream. They're divided over My Super. I thought it was a very cautious Minister Bowen this evening about just what he'd adopt. Do you reckon you'll get more through than Ken Henry did on the tax review?
I don't want to make any comparisons with other reviews. I get a good sense that when some consultations done on this project, we did 10 recommendation packages. SuperStream's one of them, and My Super's another. But I get a good feeling about how much we're going to be able to get implemented.
Can My Super really pull industry fees and charges right down the chain? Will it, for example, make fund managers put pressure on brokers to lower their fees? Will they be ignoring their World Cup ticket offers and their dinner offers?
You use the word pressure. It's about pressure. We're going to put pressure on the trustees. We're going to make them more accountable, more transparent. They're going to have to make products that are more comparable, and that's going to work its way all the way down the line. We hope that's the essence of the model.
You mentioned the trustees, and I want to ask a question about trustees and about complexity, because efficiency is one of the goals of these proposals. Some of your recommendations for your new trustee directors are incredibly detailed. Isn't it going to be a huge cost burden, particularly on the smaller funds?
Look, we're not expecting there to be, in the ultimate manifestation of this. Smaller funds will still be, a $5 billion fund will be a small fund. Superannuation isn't a cottage industry. It is complex. It's a scale business. And really the get big or get out motto really is very appropriate for this market. And we make no apology about our scale theme. We run that right through the work. It is all about being big. And that, we say, benefits members quite clearly.
I noticed the AFR's Chanticleer wrote last month that in an ideal world you'd like Australia to have about 28 mega super funds in 15 years with $100 to $200 billion of assets under management. Is that true?
Well, I have, to get the industry thinking about this, I've used various numbers. I think the number was actually 27, but that doesn't really matter. Think of us having 28 banks. We have hundreds of super funds at the moment, and really that's simply not justifiable. So whatever the right number is, the market will work that out. It certainly isn't a couple of hundred. It might be 40, it might be 30. You wouldn't want to see it concentrate in the way that the banking sector has. I think you'd still need diversity. So we'll find out what the exact number is at the appropriate time, but it's certainly less than the hundreds we've got at the moment.
You're clearly trying to get rid of the armchair trustee, if I can put it like that, as well as the junkets. But you're also getting rid of equal representation of union and employer representative on board. KPMG, for one, thinks that will be quite a challenge, and it's going to draw on our rather limited pool of directors, corporate-wide.
Sure. I think with fewer funds, of course, there ought to be less pressure. But look, we're not getting rid of equal representation. We're simply making it not compulsory. Big difference, I think, between the two.
Oh, I see. OK. Well, My Super's biggest critic seems to be IFSA's John Brogden. He deplores your concept of libertarian paternalism, and he says that My Super is a straitjacket around the industry. It dumbs it down. It legislates disinterest in super at a time when we need to encourage savings.
Look, I'm not in the rhetoric business. It's all about the facts. We want to argue about data and hard evidence. And he forgets it's a paternalistic system. It started with compulsion. every worker has to have superannuation put away for them. That is a massively paternalistic step. It's also been a brilliant step and has worked to give us our world-class system. So criticising the system for being paternalistic, it is paternalistic. We just have to accept that. We're now trying to, given that it is compulsory, we're saying it has to work for people, whether they're interested in it or not.
John Brogden says many basic services are already on offer. MySuper is superfluous, and he questions the savings that you'll get from MySuper.
Great. Well, we need a debate. I mean, that's what a society like this is about. But I'm not going to get sidetracked, and I'm not sure the government is either, on those sort of discussions. Let's look at the facts, the evidence, the data. We say it works. We say it doesn't dumb things down, and it's certainly not legislating for apathy or any of the other good taglines. We think it's definitely got merit and it will work.
Transparency is another focus for you. It will still be hard, though, to get the transparency you're calling for. Funds can be quite clever, can't they, in hiding fees?
They can. None of this will be easy. There's no silver bullet. We already have a good system. So there's no silver bullet solution. It's incremental. It will take time. Transparency will be difficult. Financial services industries always find ways to make things different. They abhor standardisation. And standardisation is comparability and standardisation is a fairly big theme certainly in our MySuper idea. So it will not be easy.
As we all get older, the longevity issue it becomes more and more important. The government has ruled out offering a government annuity product, as recommended by the Henry Review. Isn't some sort of annuity product essential now, and could MySuper turn into that?
The way we've conceived MySuper is that it does, in a default sense, it does turn into a retirement product at the appropriate time. The member is also always entitled to opt out of that and to do something else, but if they simply do nothing, the MySuper idea is that post-retirement, that the product would turn into a default retirement income stream product. Quite what that looks like and exactly how it's structured and what products the market wants to provide to do that, we don't know the answers to any of those things yet. It's a bit of a journey. There's a lot of work to do in the post-retirement space.
I understand that industry super funds have generally welcomed the report, but Bernie Fraser's going to be hard-pressed to argue he's the cheapest on TV, isn't he?
Well, we'll have to see what happens on that one.
Jeremy Cooper, it must be good to put this one to bed. Thank you very much for talking to Late Line Business.
My pleasure, Tikki. Thank you.